Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to take a look at yet another requested figure here on the channel because there are so many figures that I missed over the years as I was not making YouTube videos back then that many people are quite interested in seeing here on the channel. I do want to apologize that there are people setting off fireworks outside my house, but regardless, this one was actually requested by Jurassic Extinction, who is a viewer of the channel. He had wanted to see a review of the Schleich Dunkleosteus, so here we are. There have been many Dunkleosteus figures coming out for the last year or two, and this is one that many people say is their favorite and is definitely one of the top of the line. Schleich creates beautiful figures almost all the time. There are a few exceptions like the Acrocanthosaurus. However, this Schleich figure is not one of the bad exceptions. This is a beautiful looking Dunkleosteus, and I'm really excited to take a look at it with you guys, so let's do that right now with a closer look. So starting up at the head, you can see that it's a very kind of shiny silverish type of a look and coloration when it comes to the head sculpt, which I really do actually quite like. It kind of gives it the feeling like it's a knight in shining armor in a way. It's got a very armored type of an appearance to the head, and I really think it looks beautiful. You can see all kinds of detail that's been sculpted out when it comes to cracks and crevices all throughout the armored area that has been hit with a beautiful dark wash to really make all the detail jump out at you. And as I turn it here, you should be able to get a good idea of just how incredible the sculpt work overall is on this Schleich Dunkleosteus. When you turn it up to the front of the face, you can see that the plates are sculpted really beautifully. Definitely one of the best sculpts as far as the plates go of a Dunkleosteus that I've seen. And they are, again, just like the top part of the head, sculpted with lots of very nice detail and then hit with a dark wash to really bring out all of that incredible sculpt. It is also painted with a whitish coloration, which sometimes will confuse people, giving you the feeling that they are teeth, but they are not. They are just more of an armored type of a plate in the front of the face and mouth area. If you look at the inside of the mouth does have some really nice sculpt work and is kind of just painted with like a brown type of a coloration, but it looks really nice, potentially realistic. And all over in the mouth, it really does have some brilliant sculpt work in there included. The jaw is articulated, which is actually something you don't get too often when it comes to a Dunkleosteus, and that is definitely one of the big pluses of this figure. The eyes are painted with a nice black color. There's nothing more than a nice black dot, but it looks honestly perfect for what you do have here with this Dunkleosteus. As you start to move down here into the fin is just sculpted beautifully, and I love this light brown that they kind of taper off to. Really looks just honestly beautiful. It gives it such a very striking appearance with a kind of a dull, darker color scheme aside from up here on the top. It really helps to give it such a beautiful and gorgeous type of an appearance, in my opinion. I really am a big fan of how it gradually transitions to that brown on the ends of the fins. You can also see the beautiful sculpt work as far as the very minute detailing goes of the fins. Really beautiful. Again, kind of an armored type of an appearance down running the side of the Dunkleosteus here as well. The skin texture of the Dunkleosteus really looks fantastic also. Here is the rear fin, which also looks really nice, just like the initial fin that we looked at. You can also see that right in this area there's a very nice armored appearance to that as well, which, as you can also tell, includes that wash and everything to really give it a beautiful appearance. It kind of seems to have like an outline of black along the edges as well. The body is beautifully painted. You can see that it does have a mixture of a few different browns, and it really nicely transitions back and forth between those colors, giving it just an incredible appearance as far as skin tone goes. The fin up here on the top of the body is also really nicely sculpted, has a very nice curve to it, really beautifully portraying the motion of the Dunkleosteus as it's swimming along. It doesn't really look like it's in a hurry or anything, it just kind of looks like it's gliding through the ocean, and that really looks quite beautiful. As you end up out here, you can see that there is another fin down here that doesn't include that brown, but it still looks really nice. Same goes for the tail fin. Lots of very nice movement portrayed there in the tail fin, and it really is gorgeously sculpted as well. This is definitely one of the fan favorites when it comes to the collecting community as far as a Dunkleosteus goes, and you can easily see why just taking a look at it right here. Because the Dunkleosteus isn't really doing anything crazy as far as the movement of the body, you can see that this side is primarily the same as to what you saw on the previous side, but you can also take note to just how incredibly beautiful it looks also on this side. I really love the curves down here in the bottom of the tail fin, just beautifully kind of showing the water, just like the water pressure running off the tail fin, just curving it a little bit. And the shape of the Dunkleosteus is really beautiful as well, with a very nice curve to it. And without question, this is a beautiful rendition of this prehistoric fish. Even the underside just looks fantastic. They did not skimp out anywhere when it came to the sculpt of this. And this one here is without question one of the best Schleich figures of all time. As far as a size goes on this gorgeous looking Dunkleosteus, from the head to the tail, you are looking about 8 3/4 inches, or about 22.5 centimeters. And for a height, the highest point is probably going to be the dorsal fin. So you're looking at about, I'd say about 2 3/4 inches, or about 7 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex standing above our Dunkleosteus here, and this should help to give you a good idea of the fact that this is a good sized Dunkleosteus, but certainly not the biggest out of the rush of Dunkleosteus figures we've had over the last few years. I think that this one was probably the second largest. Collect Days Deluxe would obviously be the biggest, as that one was really quite large. But this Dunkleosteus from Schleich is also pretty darn big, and the Papo Rex is a pretty big figure. So standing next to him, sizing so well, really does show that. And I really think it's a very good size for a Dunkleosteus. Honestly, you really just need to get this sucker in person, take a look at it, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful looking Dunkleosteus and really, really nicely sized. So this figure is 100% awesome. It really looks beautiful. I love the coloration. It's not the flashiest Dunkleosteus. I think that title would probably go to the Mojo Fun Dunkleosteus. However, I think this is a very realistic look for this fish, and something that it probably could have quite easily been as far as its coloration goes. I really do love that armored kind of silver type of an appearance to the upper part of the head. I really think that looks just fantastic on this figure. The coloration in general on this, like I said, is a very realistic coloration, and it's all been just beautifully applied, airbrushed on for the most part. I think the color really beautifully transitions throughout different tones of the body to give this a very realistic look as far as skin tone goes. I think the paint application, honestly, on this is perfect. The sculpt work is also just off the charts awesome. When it comes to Schleich, especially in the last few years, they are just unbelievable when it comes to the sculpts of their figures, and this Dunkleosteus is no different. It is really sculpted to the max and just looks fantastic in person. It does have an articulated jaw, which is also a huge plus for this figure, and something that will appeal to a lot of collectors and people in general that just want to buy this to play with. It's honestly a great figure, so whether you're buying this for a scientifically accurate, awesome looking Dunkleosteus model, or just buying this to give to your children so that they can have a giant, very mean looking prehistoric fish to eat anything and everything it sees, either way, you are going to come out a winner, because this Schleich Dunkleosteus is awesome. So if you do want to buy one of these, I will throw a link in the description where you can pick one up for yourself. I highly recommend this figure, as it is just completely magnificent. So check the description, head on over and buy yourself this beautiful Schleich Dunkleosteus. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.